Texas stay-at-home order lifted. What does that mean for real estate market? Stay tuned. All right, Jeremy Knight with the Knight Group, your favorite Austin realtor. As of today, the order for stay-at-home has actually been lifted in Texas. So what does that mean for the Austin market? What does that mean for the Texas market? What does that mean in real estate in general? And what are the short-term and long-term effects of all of this? We're gonna answer that in this video. All right, real quick, let's look at what the reopening looks like short-term and in the next couple weeks. As of today, all retail stores, malls, restaurants, movie theaters, libraries, and museums must limit customers to 25% of listed capacity. Grocery stores, gas stations, and other essential services that have been already open have no occupancy limits. All right, so what is still closed? All public swimming pools, bars, gyms, salons, massage businesses, bowling alleys. Now, what does that mean for real estate and what does that mean in general? Well, first of all, real estate was already deemed essential. So real estate's been going on the whole time. There are situations where it's much tougher to get photographers and get closing and things orchestrated. Each specific board of realtors had different guidelines. So like the Austin Board of Realtors, really we were required to wear gloves, masks for showings, and for allowing showings, had to have kind of the same thing. One good thing about this for the tech side of real estate is there's been more virtual tours that agents should have been doing in the past that maybe been lazy and not doing, that are being out there and more available. I really enjoyed the 3D tours, and I know a lot of clients have really liked that. We've been doing a little bit more virtual showings through Zoom and things like that. So that's actually a good thing for real estate in general. So while this whole thing happened in the Austin market, we actually saw something really interesting happen in March. Prices rose 14%, overall inventory dropped 32%, days on market dropped, and pending sales dropped, and active listings dropped. So really there's, in the market right now, and I know a lot of different markets are the same, there's a lot of pent-up demand. A lot of buyers were staying home, sellers weren't putting their homes on the market. So that's something interesting to look at. Now, what does the overall economy look like? Real estate sales suffered a record drop of 8.7% in March. Overall, 1.3 million Paycheck Protection Program loans were approved. Jobless claims are falling, but at the same time, there was still another record 5.2 million jobless claims. Overall, home builder confidence plunged down to 30 from 72 in March. New home construction was down 22% a month ago. A 6.8 drop in permits indicates construction could continue to slow. But here's something that's very interesting. Mortgage applications were up 7.3%, with refinance up 192%. Our one thing that we've talked about in some of my other videos, it's really important to highlight, is that lenders have increased their minimum FICO score to 680. Also, jumbo loans weren't getting picked up in the secondary market, so a lot of lenders stopped doing jumbo loans. So the reality is there's been a reduction in buyer pool, but we also are seeing an increase in overall applications, which means there are pent-up demand for buyers. And going off of this information, there is a pent-up demand where there's not enough inventory. As we saw from the Austin market, we saw an increase in overall price in the Austin market, and that's been seen in a lot of other markets. Something else that we really need to highlight is that there's a large number of homeowners that were applying for forbearance. Now, there's a lot of realtors that have done videos on forbearance. I'm not gonna get into that, but really, forbearance doesn't mean you don't have to still pay back that mortgage. It's just giving you more time to do it. So people getting back to work, it'll help them make those payments, but I see a trickle-down effect that's gonna happen later on, and we're gonna get to that with forbearance. Plus, on top of that, there is a lot of people out of jobs. So we have shrinking inventory, we have buyers now getting back ready out on the market, more sellers are gonna be putting their homes on the market. So short term right now, it's our spring season, so we're gonna see a flood of activity all over again. I mean, we really haven't stopped. That being said, as people start going back to work, not only in Texas, but in other markets, you're gonna see around November where those people that aren't able to make those payments or remodify on their homes find themselves in a situation where they might have to either short sale, foreclose, or get their home ready to sell. So by November, we're gonna see a huge uptick in inventory. Buyers will still be there, maybe not in the same numbers based on what we've talked about. So that might flatten the overall prices in the November market. Now, the November market's usually my favorite market, but I think we are going to see some inventory that wasn't there before. So overall, going forward, I think you know, we're not out of this by any means, but I do see some good things for the short term and long term. If you're going to be buying in the next 6 months, I think there's a good availability for you to purchase a home. So overall, the real estate market is still looking strong. There are some major things to be worried about, but I think there's some things that are great. Jeremy Knight, the Knight Group. Drop me a comment. I want to hear what you have to say. Do you think I'm on the right track? Do you not think I'm on the track? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a great day. Make sure you watch these videos, and we'll see you on the next one.